Welcome back to the Basketball Operations Podcast with me, Nathan, and
Your boy Miles. How's everybody doing?
yeah, we're doing good today.
Hope everyone's doing all right.
Yeah, I just again wanted to give you guys a big thank you for um, watching and hearing and listening to the first three episodes of our podcast. So this is now episode number 4. Um, and a lot of stuff has happened since the last time we were here, especially in the playoffs. And
A lot of storylines.
a lot of new storylines, which is great for again the NBA because again all these teams haven't won a chip since 1970 something, right? Which was the Bucks was the last time, which is 1970 something,
A long time ago.
a long time ago, and then we got like injury storylines,
It honestly feels like a mini off season in these playoffs.
right?
You got trades.
Right.
You got coaches leaving.
Yeah.
GM's gone.
It feels weird. It feels good.
And on top of that, we got the draft coming up. So it's like I kind of like this compressed schedule.
Yeah, and then the draft combine is literally today at two o'clock, I think, or 12 or
yeah,
something.
I think today's day 2. They started yesterday. So.
Oh, okay, yeah. And then and then draft lottery happened 2 days ago, I believe.
Yeah, Monday.
Yeah,
Or was it? Yeah, Monday.
yeah, Monday. And then obviously the Thunder owning the entire draft.
Congrats to Detroit.
Yeah, congrats to Detroit. Crispy Flakes is
He's very
happy.
He's very happy.
Crispy Flakes. And then so it was Detroit first, Houston second, Cleveland third, Toronto fourth, and then
Orlando 5.
Orlando 5, and then Thunder just missed out on top 5. But this upcoming draft class could be one of the best draft classes ever.
It's pretty deep.
It's a deep
from
draft
what I'm
class.
seeing.
Yeah. So I mean, and the Thunder have the assets to be able to trade up anyway.
Yeah, I think they could package some picks, get to the top 3 maybe.
Yeah, and then like if those teams like will want to get a big star as well, they can use that pick, like especially with what we'll get into later, which is the whole Ben Simmons thing. Whether he leaves, like they can use that pick and use it for for him. I don't know if it'll work because like that's the thing. We'll talk about this later, but that's the thing that is hard right now to put a number or to put a player as to what Ben Simmons' value is.
That's why I had trouble gauging his value, but we'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later. But on today's episode, we're going to talk about the Suns versus Clippers and the whole instant replay fiasco that happened in the last 2 minutes. And like people are saying it's horrible for the game, horrible for the league, but we'll get into that. I'll get into my thoughts for it and then yours as well, obviously. And then we're going to talk about adjustments that need to be made on the Clipper side. Because, I mean, again, they like being down 2-0 because, like, they're that type of team that, like,
they're submissive.
Yeah, they're submissive. They're into that kinky shit. No, but they like having their backs against the wall for some reason. Like, it brings something out of them. I don't know if that's
a good quality to have or a bad one, but, I mean,
it's
worked.
It's worked. But, I mean, again, like, Kawhi was there the last two series, like, at least in the process of coming back. But, like, now he's injured, so I don't know if they're going to be tired or does Paul George have it in him because he did look tired in game 2 because he came off a crazy game. Obviously, the last 3-4 games, like, he had good games. Like, he's been playing, like, playoff P. So, yeah, we'll talk about that. Then we're going to talk about Hawks, Bucks, Trae Young. That's it. I know you don't like it, but Trae Young.
Yeah, it's great.
And then we're going to talk about what's next for the teams that, that left that got sent home to Cancun.
Yeah.
So, like, Sixers, Nets, my Utah, and your Denver. No, I'm just kidding.
No,
Denver and Denver.
Like that.
You like Jokic, so. Okay, but so let's get started. So Suns Clippers. So obviously the reports have been that Chris Paul is gonna come back for Game 3, which is great.
That's so tough for the Clippers.
It's tough because Kawhi isn't back. So like, because I was saying Game 1 and Game 2 that it's fair because like it's one star and then the others, right? So with Chris Paul coming back, then.
And the thing that I've been seeing, the Clippers, they like to go small.
Yeah.
With the whole Terrence Mann, Paul George.
Yeah, Batum at the 5.
Batum. Yeah. But I think this matchup with Aiden,
Mhm.
he knows how to use his size and take advantage
Yeah.
of Batum. That's why
Mhm.
they had to go back to Zubac.
Yeah.
So I think that's where the Clippers need to figure out that adjustment.
Yeah, I think that adjustment because the thing is like in the two prior series, right? The first series they played against
They played Mavs,
the Mavs, right? And then like
Porzingis,
Porzingis was
and
out in the logo.
that Porzingis and Boban, who they were able to attack off the bounce.
Yeah, right. And then like Boban, like he's a good, yeah, I mean he's a good talented player, but like he's not like on the level of many like big men, right?
He can't guard out there on the perimeter.
Nah,
that was the only issue.
Yeah, he's too big. And then like on the offensive end, like Porzingis is out by the freaking logo, like basically playing defense when he should be playing offense.
And
so
he was a turnstile on defense.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
So it also helped the Clippers.
And then the next series was Gobert, and Gobert is one of probably like the most unathletic athletic people I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Like when he catches the ball, he doesn't have no idea what to do. If you give him the ball 3 steps before the rim, it's either a charge, a turnover, or like a weird pass to the corner that like
Yeah, the bigs they're facing, they weren't taking advantage of getting
No.
in the post. The only one who did was like Boban.
yeah, but now
you can still attack him on the defensive end.
yeah, but now Aiden on the other hand
Yeah.
can guard the pick and roll perfectly. He's been guarding the pick and roll
He's
right.
a good roller.
Yeah.
In the pick and roll.
Yeah, and then once obviously Devin Booker and then like can create, and then they have like a decoy where they can go either his mid range, the alley oop pass, and then once Chris Paul comes back, it's pretty much over because it's the same thing. You have two other. Then you have Campaign coming off the bench, which is another player.
Shout out to Campaign.
Yeah, Campaign had a.
Mavs G League guy. Good for him.
He was in the G League for the Mavs.
Yeah, he was on Texas Legends.
Texas Legends. Wow, you could have picked him up.
Yeah. From Westbrook's dance partner to dropping 29 and 9.
I kind of miss him as Westbrook's dance partner. It was fun.
Someone said that's just Chris Paul's leadership.
Yeah, man. Like Chris, like what's weird is that a lot of people. I saw the post where it's like he was Westbrook's dance partner and blah blah blah, and then like that's when he went to the G League and then went to China and then came back, and then but I mean I feel like people underestimate like okay yeah Chris Paul was there, but I feel like I mean Russell Westbrook had to have some sort of impact on him, right, with like grit and like mentality and all that stuff, right? Because I would assume, I mean, Westbrook's a good guy. Like,
yeah, I'm pretty sure some of it rubbed off on him.
Yeah, some of it rubbed off on him.
Especially playing with Westbrook. I think did he get a season in there with KD?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that was beneficial to him.
Yeah, it was beneficial. So like that had to be something. That had to mean something. But then again, Chris Paul is point guard, so like he's gonna get something off of him.
Imagine being able to play behind Westbrook and Chris Paul.
Yeah, that's crazy. There was somebody else in the NBA who played behind a lot of. Oh, Jordan Clarkson is another player. He played with LeBron, played with Kobe. Yeah. So like a lot of it wrote down, and now he's 6-man. So yeah, 6-man.
Yeah, good for Jordan Clarkson.
Yeah, it didn't. Okay, he did his thing.
He did his thing
in Game 6, but obviously it didn't work out.
Yeah, he went like on a 21-0 run by himself.
Yeah, I still cry to this day.
And then they lost.
Yeah, I still cry to this day. We were up 20-something. That's why and I told you, when I was watching the game, and my mom was like, they're up 26, like there's no way they're losing. I'm like, Mom, this is not regular season. This is the playoffs. Like people can be down 26. All it takes is a 12-0 run, and then they're within 14.
Yeah, man.
And that's what happened.
I don't even feel safe when the Mavs have a 30-point lead.
Yeah, like
or 35. I still think like, they're gonna get hot. They're gonna make like 10 threes in a row,
and that's it. It's a game. Yeah,
and
like
I've seen it happen too many times.
Like
especially with the 3-ball.
Yeah, with the 3-ball now, it's ridiculous, and the pace that's happening. Like it wasn't even like and it's crazy because the pace is not even what it was like it was faster, like 20 years ago. Which is weird.
There was no 3.
There was no 3-ball.
We weren't shooting the 3 at this rate.
No, but it was just a bunch of fast breaks. But I mean, that's all it took. Terrence Mann made 4 threes in a row, and like it's just like I saw my dreams. I saw him die right in front of me.
It just disintegrated.
Saw him right in front of me. I'm like screaming at my TV, like Gobert, go to the fucking corner, sprint. If we get beat off, that's fine. I just don't want any threes.
Should have just gone off the floor.
off the floor. But like we don't have a 5. Like Georges Niang should have been our 5, but he can't guard either because
That's the only problem, you guys.
yeah,
You guys couldn't go small.
no, because we don't have. And then like Favors is not Gobert, but like he still can't guard the perimeter. But I mean, again, like I kept telling you, Terrence Mann beating us was the game plan ever since game 1. Like that was the game plan. But like he just made his threes. He had his career night, and then they're gonna talk about him. They've talked about him for the last 2 weeks, and then once the offseason hits, they're gonna forget about him. Like that's what kills me the most.
Do you want to talk about what's next for your Jazz or?
No, we'll talk about that later. But like just now that like we're on the Suns topic, that like obviously, so like we said earlier, no Chris Paul due to health and before no due to health and safety protocols, but he will be back for Game 3. Kawhi Leonard, they already ruled him out tonight since like yesterday.
I think they're not releasing. I think it's an ACL. I don't know if it's like a partial tear, but
yeah.
If it was anything less, he'd probably be out there. But those ACLs, they're pretty tricky.
Yeah.
And I don't think they want to rush him out there and then sack like next season.
Yeah.
Season next year.
I just know he's angry because like the whole point was like it was supposed to be this season, and like look where they are now. They're in the conference finals, and like if he was there, I don't know. I feel like the Suns are too. Because the thing is with the Suns, nobody had them, right? They were just like, fake 2 seed. Like, they're not going to do anything. They're going to make noise. Because, like, once they saw that the bracket was going to lead them to the Lakers, like, once they won the play-in tournament, it's like, oh, they're not going to do much, blah, blah, blah. But, I mean, obviously they proved the haters wrong. And it's like everybody seems like it's, like, every person in the Western Conference that's not a Clipper fan is rooting for them. Because, like, that's how great they are. They're a good team. They're a really good team. And
they have everything they need. They have the big. They have your 3-and-D guys, Miguel and Jay Crowder. Mm-hmm. You have your scorer, Devin Booker.
Yeah. And
then you have the guy who runs the tempo, and Chris Paul. And then you have a great bench.
Yeah, it works. It works. It really works. And then, so yeah, and then, so in Game 2, right? It was the whole instant replay fiasco, right? It was just like it's not great for the game. All this stuff, I kept hearing blah, 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 that the refs need to change the way. My view is that, let me tell you how the timeout protocol works on the 2 minutes. So the referee is able to go to the replay center, figure out who touched the ball last, if they're not sure who touched the last. Basically, I read the rule book. It's just like, if they're not sure. But a lot of the times, for some reason, I feel like they just see everyone in the crowd and everyone do the twirly sign.
When the players do the twirling index finger, review that.
Yeah, the review, they have to because if they're scared, right? So, like, they don't want to get a call wrong, even though they've been calling the same call for, like, 98% of the time.
You thought Ben Simmons played scared? Scott Foster refs the game scared.
Yeah, bro. The entire team, the entire band of refs just, like, especially in a close game like this, just ref the game. Like, it almost gets momentum out the way, but there are obviously some plays that need to be reviewed. Like, because, like, the DeAndre Ayton Zubac play, they had to look at that for 8 different views because, like, one person's head from the crowd was covering it. Like, their feet was covering it. Like, you couldn't really see. So that I understand. But the Booker Beverly, that has to not be reviewed. I don't care if the president of the United States comes in and does the twirly thing himself. You're not to review it if you've been calling that for 99.9% of the time.
So my views on, like, replay, I want to see the right play be called. Yeah. So that's why I kind of like the coach's challenge and the replay. Mm-hmm. Same thing with, like, there's, VAR in soccer. The assistant ref. Mm-hmm. They get a lot of the calls right now, and it's not like, your team got screwed over on a bad call. Yeah. But with that Booker and Beverly thing, if you're going to call it Suns ball from 98% of the game, keep it that way. Yeah. Exactly. Like, that's what I didn't get. Yeah. 98% of the game, it's Suns ball.
Yeah. Because, like, technically, like, when you're in the dribbling motion and somebody picks it up, like, obviously your arm's going to keep going down. So, like, the hand is still going to touch the ball as it goes out because, like, that's just the motion. But, like, the entire time,
if that happened in the first quarter,
It's Suns ball.
Right,
Nobody cares.
right,
but
keep it here.
Yeah, but because it's a one possession game that like, and then everyone's doing the twirly sign, finger, index finger, like they have to go review, which I don't understand. Like, if you're gonna,
Pat Bev averaged like 15 points, he twirly finger.
Yeah, right. And one freaking slap in the head to Paul George. I don't. Did you see that?
Yo, he really high-fived him in the face.
I think that's what caused Paul George to miss the free throws. I think it was kind of concussed. But obviously it was Aiden's night, right? But I mean Aiden's buzzer beater night, like that's what people are going to remember. They called it the Valley Oop. I don't know if you saw that. The Valley Oop, that's kind of hard. That's kind of hard.
My toes curl.
It's just cringe. The Valley Oop, that's kind of hard though. And then, but I mean, it was still campaign. Campaign led them, or like kept them around and kept the lead up. And then like obviously like Devin Booker had timely shots at the end of the game to give them the lead. And then so like, but we just have to give love here in this podcast. We give love to non-stars because a lot of the times those are the people that keep them in the game, especially in playoff games. It's always the others, because the superstars, you're gonna get what you're gonna get. You're gonna get the 40, you're gonna get the 20, anywhere around there. But it's the others. Like Game 6, Terrence Mann, right, in the Jazz series, right. This game, Campaign and Aiden, right. And so, but that's what's gonna happen. And like, that's what's gonna happen. You know, like Campaign had 29 points, 9 assists, and 0 turnovers. He had a Chris Paul game. Like that's what he got from Chris Paul. So
that's just good GM work by James Jones.
Yeah, great GM work, great coaching by Monty too. And like, cause I feel like he knew that Chris Paul's getting obviously a little older. And, like, so there might be an injury because the basketball gods are against him for some reason. So I'm pretty sure they have run practices without Chris Paul, like, to allow Campaign to get the confidence and to allow him to, like, see plays different ways. Because he was cutting up the defense. It was just a pick and roll, and then, he denied the pick and roll, got around his defender, and just flipped it up with the left hand. And he's so quick and agile.
Yeah.
It's kind of ridiculous. Like, the way his right? Like, I saw a video where it's like, have you seen how far this dude gets down on his jump shot? Like, he sticks his butt all the way out, and
that's a lot of dexterity.
And it's like his hip flexors just move in a way they're not supposed to, and then, like, he hits the shots and, like, gets around the defender and is able to finish. Right? He's a lefty, yeah. So. And, like, all lefties are nice. I've never seen a not nice lefty. Well, it's probably Kennard, but, like, Kennard's a shooter. Kennard's probably the only lefty that I haven't seen that doesn't have a nice dribble package. Every lefty I've seen has a dribble package. But so back to the ref thing. So I saw a stat. Shout out to Stat Muse. We love Stat Muse here. We should collab with him, Moz. You know what?
Stat Muse?
Yeah, we should DM him and be like, hey, do you want to, like, sponsor us or, like, give us stats that, like, you don't want to give out? We should do that. That the last few minutes of game 2, which I think the last 3 minutes, the last 2 minutes, took about 33 minutes
33?
Real time.
I saw 27, but they said 33.
I think Stat Muse said 33 minutes real time.
And people complain about baseball.
Yeah, right. But I mean, a lot of that is the replays. But like, what did they had 5 total replays, I believe. No, they had. Did they have 5 total replays? Yeah, I think they had 5 total replays, which was the same amount of field goals that they had in that span.
Oh, my goodness.
I think, it was 5 and 5. That was also from Stat Muse. Shout out to Stat Muse again. 5 replays, the same amount of field goals. That's actually ridiculous. So, obviously, like, it would take 33 minutes, but I think the longest one was the Zubac one and the Aiden one. And just so y'all know, that is legal, what happened.
Yeah, when I first saw it, I thought it wouldn't be legal because it was above the cylinder, but then I saw that it just can't go in the basket.
Uh-huh.
But as long as it can go over the basket and dunk it in.
Yeah, it's legal. So it's good, like, coaching by Monty because, like, it allowed, obviously, like, he drew up the play in whatever
about the Devin Booker screen that got
right.
That got Ayton free.
That's a crazy screen, and like people were talking about that, like superstar players and like putting their body on the lines, blah blah blah.
Already with a broken nose, setting the screen on a 7-footer.
Have you seen his nose after the game? It looks like it's broken.
He just lost a lot of girl followers.
It's broken. Yeah. It's broken.
Match D Book's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, and back in LA, he loves LA.
That's gonna be crazy.
He's gonna pull up in his 1950 something Corvette,
probably,
and just kill the Clippers. Because if the Suns win Game 3, it's over.
Yeah,
it's over. There's no way. Because I mean, if they got Chris Paul, like maybe they'll give up Game 4 only because of like something happens usually. Like, they're not clicking, they're not hitting the threes, like they're missing shots. Like Devin Booker's gonna have a game where like he's gonna go 5 for 23 or something like that. But like, and they're gonna lose the game. But the Suns are too well. Like they always focus on the next game because they know it's just game one. It's just one game. It doesn't matter after that. Like they won by buzzer beater. Like they know this is probably not gonna happen again. So we gotta focus on the next game.
Ew. And
then like. Also wanted to because the whole twirly thing, right? Like obviously. So they replayed before the Ayton. Let me run you guys through the whole play before. So before the Ayton buzzer beater, he was fighting for the rebound with Zubac. It was clearly Suns' ball, and I was looking around trying to see what people's reactions were because like they were all the refs all came together, congregated, and like, bro, it's clearly Suns' ball. Like if you're gonna make like just trust yourself, right? Just make the call, and so they congregated, and then that's when they took it to the replay, and I was seeing all the reactions. It was like all the Clippers were like trying to like, yep, we're gonna review it, yep, review it. I'm like, you're giving them a free timeout, and that's what happened. Monty got a free timeout, used the 5 to 10 minutes, whatever it was, in real time to drop an incredible play. The value, incredible play, and it worked. So like in my head, like yes, you want to replay because like
if they didn't.
If they did, they would have got it.
Yeah, exactly.
They would have won the game.
Exactly.
Even if Paul George missed the 2 free throws.
Most people aren't going to talk about that, though. So.
Yeah. No, but, like, most people aren't going to. I mean, he was still trending. Paul George, every time, does something stupid or has a bad game. They're trending. I don't know why.
He would have just made those free throws.
I'm telling you, it was Patrick Beverley concussed him after the slap in the head. I don't know, but, I mean, as we've seen earlier, like, Ty Lue has made the adjustments, even with obviously the back against the wall. So I trust in the system that he has, and like, because I'm sure we're gonna now with Chris Paul, we're gonna see the zone again, the infamous zone. But I mean, it'll probably be different, like not a traditional 2-3. It's probably gonna be like somehow to get Mikal Bridges to beat them off the dribble, but like that's gonna be hard because I mean you have two ball handlers, and like I know the chess move that Monty's gonna make is you're gonna have maybe we might see a lineup of Cam Payne, Chris, and Booker for 3 ball handlers. Then you have Mikal, then you have Jay Crowder who can easily play the 5 if they wanted to go small. Like that's the thing with this Suns team is like they can play small, they can play big, whatever, because they have Frank the Tank still.
Don't say
they
that.
have Saric.
I'm waiting for the Sarge 30-point.
Yeah, right. Still, I think you've been waiting for that for like 4 years now. It's never gonna happen. So yeah. So Game 3 is tonight. Who do you have?
I have the Suns.
I have the Suns too.
I think they take a 3-0 lead. I just don't see how the Clippers get back into it without Kawhi.
Me either.
Even though they did it to Utah, I think this Suns team's just really versatile.
Mhm.
And they have everything you need in a championship team.
Yeah, everything.
Guys who play their roles. You have your star. I think it's just gonna be too much for them.
Yeah.
Unless Reggie Jackson
becomes fucking Michael Jordan.
I mean, you see Reggie Jackson.
Yeah, we see Reggie Jackson. Jesus Christ, I fucking hated him.
If Marcus Morris hits his shots, maybe.
Yeah, because if he goes 7 for 8 again from 3 or something, because like. I do. You know what's weird is that I usually disagree with Skip Bayless on a lot of things, but when he says whenever Marcus Morris goes, they go, it's true. When he hits his shots, it feels like nobody on the Clippers can miss.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And when Marcus Morris makes his first 2 or 3, it just looks like everything's gonna.
Yeah, it's like 2-3 turnaround jumpers and like a 3 from the corner.
You know it's over for your team when Marcus Morris hits that turnaround fadeaway.
Yeah.
On the baseline, you're like.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, because he hit one, he hit two, game 3, because I went to go watch the game. He hit 2, and I was like, I think this is kind of fucking over. Like, I saw firsthand Paul George not play like playoff P right in my face. I got a good seat. I got a good angle. I was like right behind. In the first half, I was right behind the Jazz backboard, right? Yeah. Right there, I was like Donovan making his threes, Jordan Clarkson hitting threes.
And then Marcus Morris hits you with the fuck you fadeaway. Yeah, looks like your bench.
I'm like, we're losing this game, bro. Like, I would have hate to be there because I wanted to go for Game 6 again. And
thank God you did.
I would have been. I would have stayed. I would have stayed until the lights turned off, crying and.
Yeah, I thought about that. Like, if I went, I would have just been sitting there in my seat, just like the janitors just sweeping up the floors around me.
Yeah, right. Like I would have had my face in my shirt.
Yeah. Not
talking to anyone if I saw that firsthand. Luckily, I mean, I still watched it, but I didn't go. Yeah. But it would have been different going. But okay, so next will be the Hawks Bucks that we're gonna talk about today. So yesterday we saw Game 1. Trae Young went for 48, 11, and 7, which is he's only the second youngest player to do it behind Luka. And I feel like the name of the game with these Hawks in this entire postseason is hanging around.
Yeah, that's what I've noticed too. Like
that's all they've done.
They never are in a big deficit.
No.
They always stay connected somehow, some way. I thought Game 7, the Sixers were gonna find a way to pull away. Entire game, it was within like 3 to 5 points. The entire game.
Yeah.
And then the Hawks, or once the other team starts missing, that's when the Hawks, they start hitting their shots, just timely shots. Stay steady.
Yeah.
That's all they need.
Yeah, they hang around. That's the thing. Like
crazy.
The only huge deficit was the 26-point lead that they were down against Philadelphia, and they still came back and won it on the road. And they're the best road team, I believe, in the playoffs. They're like 14. No, that doesn't make any sense. But I know they're the best road team in the NBA right now in these playoffs. Like what had they have done to be able to like go from like a below 500 record before the All-Star game and then turn it around this quickly and make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. Nate McMillan. That's all he needed. He just needed to go to Atlanta. He was
the assistant this year.
Yeah.
And they fired, or I think they parted or fired Lloyd Pierce. And they just promoted him and.
Yeah. He still has the interim tag on his.
He's going to be head coach.
He's going to be, and like they have, and what's crazy is that I barely noticed this. I don't know if anybody else noticed this, but I told Adrian, I was like, hey, Adrian, they're doing this without DeAndre Hunter and Cam Reddish. 2 3-and-D guys that they don't have.
Cam Reddish, Hunter, yeah.
DeAndre Hunter, yeah, he can hit a couple mid-ranges.
I think Cam Reddish is good to go for this series, though. So.
Really?
Yeah, that's what they said.
Oh, I haven't heard that report.
Yeah, that's what McMillan said. He's available.
Oh, well, I mean,
I don't know how they're going to insert him into the rotation.
Well, I mean, it's Game 1, so I mean, he could possibly. Let's say this goes. This will go with the Hawks taking 1. This will go 6
or 7. I think.
Or 7.
They might go 7.
They might go 7 because I feel like they Trae Young back in the A, it's a different person. And they wear the MLK jerseys.
They lost. I don't know.
Oh, they did lose, huh?
Game 6, I think.
Yeah, and that was the day. That was the day I told you they never lose an MLK jerseys. They lost. I was like, damn, I cursed them. But, yeah. So it was. It's just hanging around for them. Like they have always hung around. Like the Bucks hit a couple threes. Right, they go up 7, they go up 9. I'm like, oh, okay, this is over. Like they got momentum.
And then they got some stops.
And
they just chip away at the lead,
and then
the game again.
Right to the last 2 minutes is like, okay,
we're
right there.
Got me hot.
What?
The Bucks not being able to get a defensive rebound in the last 2 minutes.
I noticed that too.
Watching the game at work and just grab the ball.
I know, right?
They had like 3 or 4 second chance opportunities, and then John Collins hit the 3.
Yeah, I saw that. That was the play that probably turned it around because you got Giannis, who's like 7'11", Yeah, Brook Lopez is 8 feet.
In the clutch, so.
Yeah, he made them. Yeah. He made more free throws in the clutch than Paul George has.
Yeah.
I was watching that. I was like, no fucking way. This dude Giannis is more clutch than Paul George. No way. This dude's shooting like 30-something% from the free throw line, and he made 2 clutch free throws to cut it.
I saw a tweet. You know Pat Connaughton, he airballed.
Oh yeah, the fucking pitcher.
I saw a tweet. It said, growing up, everyone expected us white guys to be automatic at the park, and Joe Harris and Pat Connaughton are making us look bad, making us get picked last again.
This dude Pat Connaughton got to go back on the mound, bro. He was a pitcher before he got drafted or whatever. But you got to go back on the mound if you're airballing.
I thought it was gonna go in.
It had the power. And
then Giannis threw it at the jumbotron.
Oh yeah, I said fuck this shit. Well, I mean the last very possession, Chris Middleton got a good look.
He had a good look too.
He had a good look.
It just didn't fall.
It didn't fall. I mean, they both were shooting horribly from 3. So, like, it was just, like, star versus star. I mean, Giannis had 34 points, 9 assists, 12 boards. It was 1 assist shy. Jrue Holiday showed up.
Yeah, he showed up?
Yeah, he had 33. It was a quiet 33, but he had 33. And then it was just Middleton, really. Middleton, 15 points, 6 of 23 from the field. Like, that can't happen. Especially against the Hawks.
It's weird because Giannis is always on. You know what you're going to get from Giannis. And then it's either Middleton's on.
Mm-hmm.
And if he's not on, and then it's Jrue. Mm-hmm. But if Drew's not on, it's Middleton.
Yeah. I don't think we've seen a game where all of them are on yet.
Yeah.
Not even in the Miami series when they swept them.
Yeah.
I don't think in Miami series. It was like Chris Middleton gets like a quiet 20, but then Jrue gets a 30, and then Giannis is gonna be Giannis.
Giannis is steady 30 and like 12.
Yeah, he's just gonna get his boards, and then So yeah, the Hawks have been able to finish these games the right way, just be able to make the right adjustments, because that's the thing about like all these coaches is that they haven't been able to make adjustments in game. Like the whole reason why Budenholzer gets like flamed for the way he does.
He's allergic to adjustments.
Yeah, he doesn't like adjustments, and like they're lucky to get all the way over here for not making adjustments.
Yeah, they said the Bucks they failed their way to the Eastern Conference Final.
Failed their way.
Yeah.
I mean, the Miami series was a dominant series. Yeah. They dominated them. But in the Nets series, it's
like some head scratching decisions in the Nets one.
I know, not even in this Hawks game. Yeah. We just saw on Twitter right now that it was like the impractical jokers thing. I was like, okay, bud, put Jeff Teague in the clutch.
Yeah, Jeff Teague.
Like what?
I think Jeff Teague is he's done after he made. Did you see that game against the Nets? They were down like 5, and they just got a turnover. On the fast break, Jeff Teague just pulls it from 30.
I didn't see that game.
I think that was it.
He's done, bro. Like I think Jeff Teague before the Bucks. He was traded from.
He was on the Celtics.
Yeah, the Celtics. That's what it was, and they gave away. I forgot who, but it was on the Celtics, and even then, like me and Miles, we go on Reddit of other teams sometimes, and like their Twitter handles, and like they fucking hated Jeff Teague.
Yeah.
Hated Jeff Teague. Because, like,
not
he's
as
done.
much as the Warriors fans hated Brad Want to Kill Myself.
Brad Want to Kill Myself. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Fucking. And he's solid. Like, that was one of the things was, like, I don't know why the Celtics gave him up. Because, like, Brad Wanamaker's a solid player. But, I mean, okay, so Trae Young, right, is an absolute superstar. The first time in the playoffs, makes it all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals. And the thing is with him, because I think the thing is with him, because I know the whole thing is the comparison between Trae and Luka, right? Yeah. But the thing is with him is that Luka, right, is able to kill you with being able to at least get a foot in the paint and then kick out of the corner, right? But the thing is that Luka doesn't do much that I feel like I've seen is that push shot, that floater shot.
Yeah, he used to have it his rookie year, and then
he doesn't do it anymore. It's always like a stop, have the roller stop at the dunker spot, and then like post up, and then he will fade away or give it out the corner. And that's what I think his like, because he has a lot of skill, but it's just that I think his like limitations are that because if he gets that floater on a consistent basis,
he had it when we had like a good roll threat. Dwight Powell had 2 legs. We didn't really have like a good roller, but.
Yeah, so like he's.
I do want to see him go back to it.
Yeah, right. Because it'll work. There was a lot of times when he could have used it. And then so I mean, you can tell your thoughts of like what you think about Luka because you know more. You've seen more games about of him than I do.
The problem is, Trey and Luka, since they were traded on draft night, they're always gonna be linked together. I mean, that's okay. I mean, that's always what happens. I'll say it. Trae Young, he's a superstar. I think we could say that now. He might be top 10 next year. And Luka is in the top 10 as well. Mm-hmm. I just don't like how guys are just, going back and forth, just trying to, slander one another and both fan bases. Well, what can you do? It's Twitter for you.
Yeah, it's NBA Twitter.
Both great players. Both going to have great careers. I think we just got to enjoy them.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, again, like, with Luka, it's, like, if he gets the floater push up. Because that's the thing with Trae Young is that he has it. So, like, when it's on, it's like there's no way to guard him.
You got to pick one. You got to pick the oops of Capella or Collins
or the floater. Yeah. And I'm telling you, when it's on. And then after that, when it's in the clutch, it's like they set a brush screen. They get the defender he wants. He fucking cooks him, no matter who it is. It's Trae, even if it's Drew. Yeah. Drew Holiday, one of the best defenders in the NBA, right? He killed him, did a little shimmy, and hit a three in their face.
Yeah, Giannis didn't like that.
Giannis didn't like that. It was like,
I like what I saw from Giannis and how he's like, come on, like he's doing the shimmy in front of us, like let's go. What are we doing?
If it was LeBron would have probably left. He saw it, was like LeBron would have left.
Young Buck doing this in the game. Hashtag year 18.
Hashtag kid from Atlanta. Oh my god, bro. But like so like there's when it's hitting, there's just no way to stop him because you saw it. It was just like. I think there was 10 possessions in a row where it was like 6 push shots and like 4 Collins or Capella oops. And then like you have good shooters like Kayvon Horder. Kayvon Horder, man. Kayvon Horder is a good player. He's a good player. He's a solid player. Like I don't think we're gonna Kayvon Horder is gonna
another guy from that 2018 class.
Yeah, I don't think Kayvon Horder is going to be somebody that like comes up in a lot of conversations.
But he's been solid. He's the reason why they won that game 7.
Yeah. And that's why they call him Kayvon Herder after that. And I don't think I'll call him Kevin anymore. Kevon. And it was so funny because like everyone's like, I mean, we kind of saw it when D Wade gave him his jersey because I remember when that happened, everyone was like, everyone was like, the fuck?
If
why?
D Wade gives you his jersey.
Yeah, you see something in it. It was like because everyone's like, what the fuck? Why did they give Kevin Horder his jersey? Like out of fucking everyone. Ginger Assassin, like yeah. And then back to like the rebounding advantage. Like the Hawks had a +6 rebounding advantage. And I'm pretty sure that 6 was the last like 4 or 5.
Yeah, Clint Capella's always gonna do the dirty work.
Mhm.
I like Clint Capella.
Mhm. He had 20 boards, didn't he?
Yeah, he's a great roller.
Mhm.
He's gonna get you rebounds. He's gonna set good screen.
Mhm.
I think every team should look for a center like him.
Yeah, and I think the Bucks, like of adjustments for game 2 is just like
adjustments. Budenholzer?
Yeah, never. It's not even in his dictionary. I think
he's probably playing golf right now.
Like I think Budenholzer's like word of the day probably is like basketball terms. Like today's word of the day is adjustments, and like he just rips it out and just throws it away. It's like I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, like he just doesn't know. It's just not in his vocabulary. It's just not his vocabularistics. But it's just come out aggressive. I feel like because I think it's the thing is with the Bucks for some reason is that like for what they are, right? The Bucks, the deer become roadkill, right? When they get ran over, they like to get ran over for some reason.
They don't like running into the car.
No, they don't like running into the car. They need to get ran over first, and then they start. Again, it's like the same thing with the Clippers. They like to be the backs against the wall until they be able to like, cause like, I don't know what it is, cause I never felt it, cause I was always like, okay, I'm gonna go out there and kill. I don't want to be killed. I hate being killed. Like we're gonna go to the park later today. I don't like to get killed.
Yeah, we're probably
gonna get killed. But we're not gonna like. I'll go in there and I'm like, we're not gonna get like. I don't want to be skunked. You know, like I'm going to do something that at least gets you going, at least get me going, at least get Adrian going.
It's a lot easier to win a game when you punch first. You get out going like on a 12-2 run. You make Atlanta call the first timeout.
Yeah.
That goes a long way.
Yeah, because there's one less timeout in the clutch that they're not gonna have, and like it's like if you like it's like what I'm expecting tomorrow is like Chris Middleton or Giannis goes on like a personal 12-0 run, makes him call a timeout. Like that's what needs to happen.
Yeah,
like
make the Hawks doubt themselves. That's what you got to do. Like Giannis, you're a 2-time MVP. Assert yourself. You're 4 wins away from being in your first finals. That's what he needs to think about. Like it's now or never, because the Nets are going to be back next year. Mm-hmm. So if Giannis wants that ring,
it's now
to cement his legacy. He needs to.
It's now, bro.
It's wide open. It's right there.
It's literally right there. Because on the other side, like the Suns are a really good team, but like I don't know if they have the size matchup. Like listen, the Suns are really good, but I don't know if they have the size matchup for Giannis. Because like, can Jay Crowder really go? Let's say he goes 7. Really go 7 games guarding. I mean, they'll probably put Aiden on him, but like
even then, I think Giannis would still.
Yeah, because like Aiden, because obviously with Brook Lopez is a great asset having him like shoot by the hash mark, but like it's just like does Aiden go out guard Brook? Do they switch? Like that's the thing. Like I don't know if Jay Crowder can stay 7 games. Let's say he goes 7 guarding Giannis the entire time. Like he had a hard time guarding AD in the finals last year, so I don't know.
I just hope Giannis realizes that. He's my favorite player outside of a Mavericks jersey.
Yeah.
I love me some Giannis, just because of who he is off the court. But I don't know. He needs to see this. Like this is a golden opportunity.
Yeah. Don't play with your food. That's what you said against Miami. You got to do it now, because I think the other teams like New York and Philadelphia gave Trae Young too much confidence. They gave these Hawks too much confidence by like first coming down from 20-something to come back. Gave him his push shot, gave him the oop, gave him everything. But like again, it just comes back to like, okay, this dude's just a great player. But like you just can't give these Hawks confidence, because this is what happens with teams that like you don't expect much from them. You just can't give them confidence. You have to come out punching, because it's like that's what has to happen. So then that's it. So game 2 will be on Friday. On TNT, I believe.
I think the Bucks take this one. Even the series going back to Atlanta, and then they just go from there. Yeah,
I think it's gonna be a best of 5 series. Yeah, they're gonna tie it up. So Thursday tomorrow will be that game. And then for our last segment here, we're gonna talk about what's next for the teams that got eliminated in the second round. So that'll be the Sixers, the Nets, Jazz, and Denver. So first, we're gonna talk about Sixers. Everyone wants to talk about Sixers. That crumb piece of shit.
Oh man.
Ben Simmons.
He went out sad.
That's. I watched the game live, right?
So did I.
You are 6'10". For what? Like, Ben Simmons is the guy that you go to the park.
Yeah.
Or you go somewhere and you look at this guy. You're like, you better get your ass in the paint. Right?
You look like you know what you're doing.
You look like you know what you're doing.
And then you hop on, it's like, oh, no, I messed up.
Yeah. Because, like, he's right there. You're right there. Like,
The help defender is Trae Young. You're going to get an and one.
Right?
At the very least. But
you have a lollipop coming your way. A lollipop.
It's all he had to do, 2-hand jam. We run back on defense. We're still here.
Yeah, because I don't even know if Trae was thinking of fouling him, because he didn't even have his hands up. Because usually you could tell, like, because if he was gonna foul him, he would have done it on the pass.
Right when he caught it, I don't even think Ben looked at the rim.
He did.
He did.
Okay. I think he looked. He did this, and then he saw Trae Young in front of him, so I was like, oh, I'm gonna give this stupid pass to Thibault where there's 2 defenders.
It was such a tough pass to Thibault.
Because he had to fit it in. It was only like one position to put him in. It was like right at the chest.
If I was Thibault, I'd be pissed making me shoot free throws when you had a free 2.
Yeah. I mean, Joel Embiid was pissed. Some fan or somebody got a camera and he was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, they asked Doc Rivers, do you think Ben Simmons will be the point guard on a championship team? Doc Rivers said, I don't know the answer to that question.
I don't think anybody knows. Like, they were debating it, like, all over ESPN and whatever, and, like, on Twitter, but, like, I don't think he is.
Even Embiid's having his doubts. He said, I think we lost the game when we passed up 2 points for 1 free throw.
And, like, it just goes to show that he's
That's always been the issue with Philly. How are you going to make the play styles of Embiid and Simmons work together as a cohesive unit.
It was never gonna work.
Yeah, because Ben, he's already shown he's not gonna shoot.
No.
Which I don't know why. He going crazy in the Drew League.
Oh, the Drew
League, going crazy on the socials. He's showing that range.
It's just 3 after 3 after fadeaway, mid range. Even in summer league, the dude was going crazy, and like that's why people thought he was gonna be something. But like, I always had my doubts about him, only because like, okay, he puts up numbers of like, like double-digit assists, double-digit rebounds, and like he gets the triple doubles here and there. But like 9 point like. If you look at most of his stat lines, it's like 15 assists, 15 boards, something like that. But then like 8 points, 9 points, 7, 12, like that's not going to get you anywhere.
I know offense isn't his game and stuff like that, or he doesn't, I don't know what it is. But you got to be more aggressive.
Right?
You're 6'10". You got to be aggressive in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
You can't just stand. He looked like he didn't want the ball.
Right.
He looked like he was scared.
Yeah. Because it's the mental game with him. Because again, like even if because I think he knows himself that he is completely unplayable in the half court set. Because again, I told you this when like after the game that it's the same play. Because somebody pointed this out on like TikTok, I think, where like he comes down the court, he gets either Tobias or Seth Curry off a pin down. He gives him the ball. He sets a ball screen. And then he just takes his defender to the dunker spot, and he stands there for 20 seconds. And then, like, just let Joel Embiid go to work, or they run a set play. But, like, there's nothing he does in the half-court set that's, like, there's nothing on the ball or in the game that he does that's not fast break. Like, he gets everything from fast break. I'm pretty sure if you look at his assist percentage, like, 60-something probably is on fast break assists.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think, because even on the half court, like
imagine if Ben Simmons just had like a post game.
A post
just
game.
Mouse in the house.
Yeah, like you're in, because you're gonna have a somewhat smaller defender. You're a 6'10" guard, quote unquote guard. So you're gonna have somewhat of a smaller defender. There's gonna be a mismatch somewhere.
Yeah.
So like if you get put in the post, they might double you. Like if Giannis can develop a post game or somewhat of a post game, Ben Simmons can do it too. And then so now because of like his poor performance, like it's crazy because me and you at the park 2 Thursdays ago had more field goal attempts than Ben Simmons had in the last 4 games in the fourth quarter.
I was like 0-15. I kept shooting.
You kept shooting. Shoot or shoot, whatever. Like it doesn't matter.
So Ben Simmons, his trade value.
I don't even know.
Because he's all NBA defender.
Right.
He's one of the best defenders in the league. Versatile, 1 through 5.
That's one thing I can't take away with him.
And he's a good facilitator, 6'10". I don't know what you can get for him. I don't know if he's coming back. I don't think he's coming back. They want to say, oh, we're going to work with him. You think Daryl Morey is going to do the same thing again after what he saw?
Yeah.
They should have won this series.
They should have.
What?
They should have, and like that's the thing that's hard because now it's because before you could have gotten something like the trade was Harden.
Yeah, Harden was there.
Was your thing, and then now it's like maybe McCollum, like maybe, and so like the trade value just got so like if Harden was there, I don't think he would have gotten injured.
I think he has to go to a team where there's not like a dominant center. I think Embiid might be like the worst pairing for him. I think Ben Simmons would be really successful playing like the 5.
Mm-hmm.
Like if he played the 5 as like a roller,
mm-hmm.
and with his passing ability, he's already shown he's not gonna shoot the ball.
Yeah,
I think a change of scenery would be like the best for his like mentals.
Yeah, cause like it goes to like because like at this point it's like just development team. Like who has the best development team?
Yeah,
and like one destination that I have for him right now is Spurs, because the Spurs, like anybody in the Popovich system, like really does well. Like DeRozan was the Spurs were very quiet. Like I don't know if you saw the graphic of the graphic that ESPN had out. It was like the trophy, and it was like all the players like fighting for it or something like that.
Yeah.
The Spurs weren't even in that graphic, but they were in the play-in tournament. Like they have been very quiet, but like they're the most winningest franchise, or one of the most winningest franchise in the NBA. So like, and especially anyone in that Popovich system, and you have like Becky Hammon, you have like like you just have a good development system because it's like Parker, Duncan, and Ginobili. Like they weren't, like nobody expected anything. They won, 5 championships. So like, he has to do something. So like my mock trade that I had was the Spurs could either go two ways, because I know DeRozan wants to change the scenery too. So either to do Simmons for DeRozan and Derek White, only because of salary.
And that's like a sign and trade for DeRozan.
Yeah. But I feel like with that there has to be a third team involved, because DeRozan in Philadelphia doesn't really fit. Because like you already have Tobias, so like it doesn't fit. And then because it's like like they get a player like DeRozan because like his mid-range shooting, like I don't know, and then a shooter. They probably keep Derek White if that happens, because like Derek White is a good shooter, like off the bench. Or the other way they can do this is they get Simmons, and the Sixers get expiring contracts like Deng and Gorgie Deng and Rudy Gay, and then either that Spurs pick, which is I believe, don't they have the 13th?
So it's like the end of the lottery.
Yeah, end of the lottery, which is, I mean, in this draft, it's a good pick. Yeah. Or a young talent like Keon Johnson, I think his name is. Kelvin Johnson, or Devin Vassell. Something like that. Yeah. That'll probably work out well.
Saying the Spurs give up their expiring.
Yeah.
And then Philadelphia has some room to work with in free agency.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, because I feel like if you get that pick, like let's say they give that pick to 13th, because I'm pretty sure because like, again, Ben Simmons' name has been brought up by a lot of different every franchise.
It is past trade deadline. I mean, I thought he was gone too, but.
Like every franchise has said his name at one point. Even the big ones, like Nets have come up, the Lakers have come up, the Clippers have come up.
There was reports saying there's been at least a dozen teams that have inquired about it.
Yeah.
Like, shit on Ben Simmons all you want. This is a guy who's gonna help you win, but he needs to realize that like he has all the tools.
He does.
Like everything you need to be like a dominant player, he has. It's just he just needs to get right in between the ears.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I really don't know what it is, but it's like right now, again, it's like the trade value. It's like, I don't know what you get, because like it's either like two ways. Like
that McCollum trade actually sounds logical for both sides, but I don't.
It does, because like again, Portland will get Ben Simmons, and then Sixers would get McCollum. Yeah. But then there also been reports that like we're not sure if Damian wants to go, so like we don't know if the Sixers will ask for Damian. Yeah. And, like, so, like, it's either, like, Portland's decision, like, do you want to keep McCollum and get Ben Simmons because there's another point guard you don't have, and then, like, or do you keep Damian and give him with Simmons because apparently Nurkic doesn't want to be there anymore, but, like, Nurkic is not going to go to Sixers because, like, you already have Joel Embiid, so what's the point? And, like, I know he doesn't want to take a bench role, so, like, it's a very weird situation with Portland, but I feel like it'll be good for him, maybe. I don't know. Because, like, if Nurkic wants to go, then, like, Simmons could be the 5, then. That'll make sense.
It's also hard to move Simmons because he has, like, $140 million left on his contract.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
So, the way teams are probably going to say, well, look at the way he played in the playoffs. I want Thibault.
Yeah.
I want Maxey, too.
Yeah. That's the thing, too. And, like, I was doing these mock trades. I'm like, the Sixers do not want to give up their young talent, so like at the end they might just fold and be like, okay, we're gonna keep Simmons for another year.
That's what I was gonna say right now. Like they might just say, let's try one more time.
Yeah, but they've been trying for it, because if they do keep him, that's what now 5 years of like the same thing.
How is Embiid gonna want to do that again?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Embiid played on a meniscus, man.
Torn meniscus just for Ben Simmons to sell. Yeah. That's crazy, because they should have won that fucking game. They had a chance to win that game.
It's not a good look.
It's crazy because like. Once I saw him not take that dunk, I was like, okay, this is over. Because it really was. Joel Embiid might have been trolling, because troll Embiid. Yeah. But, like, it was really it was actually the turning point. Like, for real. It was.
Because that made it, when he made instead of it being a, 2-point game, it was like a 3-point game?
Yeah.
Like that? Yeah.
So they would have got a sizable lead. They would have to get a 3.
Came back and scored, right? And then they made it a 5-point game. So,
yeah. So like you would have cut the lead down and like would have been manageable, but I guess not. So I don't know. It's just like whether you're the other team. Let's say you're the other team trying to get Ben Simmons. It's like you don't want to be the idiot that gives too much.
Exactly.
Cause like it's Simmons, like you want to, cause it's just really hard to gauge it.
I don't think teams are gonna value him as that second guy.
No, right?
He can come here and be part of our big three as a third guy.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you're gonna be our second guy.
Yeah, because Ben Simmons.
Because you couldn't do it over there.
Nah, because Ben Simmons can't even do it as couldn't even do it as first guy. He's not gonna do it as, obviously didn't do it as second, like you said, and then third is like maybe, like is he gonna be like I don't even know, like who do you pair him with is my question. Like what does he need?
Yeah, you can come to Dallas.
Come to Dallas.
You guys want Josh Richardson back?
Imagine, like
I know, I've thought about it. Like I think him, KP, and Luke would work.
He
could be our center. Let KP play the four like he always wants to. And
yeah.
We'd have to give up Porzingis for something like that.
Yeah, but then it'd be like another third team thing, because like obviously I don't know if they want to keep Porzingis, like, or maybe they could put him at the 4 and show at the 5, but I don't know. I mean, there's just been like every team has probably, like every fan of a team has probably used a mock trade and be like,
I guarantee every front office has a trade they have in mind for him.
Shut the fuck up. Turn out the trade machine. Oh, what do you say?
Yeah. Oh, fuck them. Get the trade machine
going. Everyone getting the trade machine going. Because, like, I even used it for Utah. I was like, you know what, fuck it. Let me see if I can try something. It was, because the thing is with salaries, because Utah's salary is fucked right now. Because, like, we paid Gobert so much money. We paid Donovan so much money. Or, like, we're paid. And then, like, Mike Conley has, like, a big-ass contract. So, like, by contracts, the way it only works is Conley for Simmons. But I know that's not going to happen. So, like, I told myself, I'm like, if we give up Mike, Joe, and Georges for Simmons, I'm not mad. It could happen. Who knows? Apparently, the Jazz are plus 500 for getting Simmons. And I saw something I was like, if Simmons goes to Utah, I'm never watching the fucking NBA again. Imagine if Simmons in a fucking Utah Jazz jersey.
Simmons becomes a 3-time champ there.
Jesus. I mean, it could work. I don't know. Donovan is like, because maybe that's what it is. He needs a star shooting guard / point guard. That's probably what it is. And then he needs to realize I'm not a 1. I'm a 4 or a 5. That's what has to happen. I'm a 4 or a 5. Because, like, it's, again, like you said, the mental.
Yeah.
But then, so the next, we're going to talk about the Nets. Whole fiasco there.
So, the Nets.
So, the Nets.
I honestly, I think they're not going to do too much this offseason. They do have some free agents. Dinwiddie. I do think Dinwiddie's gone.
Yeah, trade piece.
Well, I mean, you think they're going to sign and trade him? He's a free agent.
Yeah, probably sign and trade.
I think he's going to leave. I think Jeff Green's a free agent. I think he's going to come back on a vet, man.
Yeah.
I think they got to try to get Blake Griffin back. He was pretty important.
Yeah.
Bruce Brown is a restricted free agent.
Oh, he's staying. They like Bruce Brown. Bruce Brown is like the Caruso, to KD.
Thing is, they're going to have to get rid of either Joe Harris and DeAndre Jordan just because a team's going to throw a bag at Bruce Brown. He's a restricted free agent. Mm-hmm. So Brooklyn could match, but they're kind of capped out. I
know DJ's gone, for sure.
I think Joe Harris is gone too.
Really? Just for cap space?
They got to package him.
Well, apparently they said they want Kyrie, like they're frustrated with Kyrie.
That's what I heard, but I don't know if that's just noise or not.
I don't know, because, I mean, who knows with this guy, because, like, he apparently skipped out practices. Like, he went to practice and just left abruptly. He, like, obviously, he went on that, like, 2-week hiatus where he did, like, nobody knew where he was.
If I'm a Brooklyn fan, I'm not panicking yet. We didn't get to see this team healthy.
No, we didn't. That's why I'm like, okay, maybe they might run it back.
They're going to be back next year, I think.
Yeah, because, like, my thing is, like, okay, they only give up DJ, Mike James, and Dinwiddie as, like, whatever. Yeah. But, like, they're just going to run it back. It's not something to worry about.
I think they get rid of Joe Harris before DeAndre.
For who is my question. Like, that's the thing, too, because, like, he had the same thing with, like, he's part of the Shanghai Sharks all-time 5. Like, it's like, okay, he had great regular season value. And, like, it's only this playoffs. Like, the last time he was in the playoffs with, like, D'Angelo Russell, like, he was doing fine.
It's not even that. He's a good player. He's a good shooter. And they need good shooters. It's just their cap situation.
Yeah, it's a horrible cap situation.
It's pretty bad. And they're not going to get rid of Jordan because that's KD's guy. And
DJ?
That's why they went. Because Kyrie and KD went because I guess they're cool with DeAndre.
What?
So
I don't know. Realistically,
he's getting paid $10 million a year and didn't even play men in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. Like realistically, I feel like coaching wise, he's just not going to be there anymore.
I think they'll be fine.
They'll be fine.
If Kyrie doesn't go out with the ankle and Harden's hamstring doesn't give out, they're playing in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, there's nothing to panic about. It's just like
next year if they don't win and they're all healthy, full strength, okay, something's got to change.
Yeah.
But I think they're gonna be good.
Yeah, cause I don't know, cause I thought the whole point of getting KD there was because of Kyrie, but then now they're going fresh air with him. So like I don't know if that's again like it's noise or is actually like
legit.
Yeah, legit fresh air. Like they're gonna, cause like after that everyone went crazy. It's like, oh yeah, he's going to New York. He's going to, I mean Nick. Yeah, he's gonna go play for the Knicks, and like because obviously the Knicks have a bunch of fucking cap space, but like nobody wants to go there because they're scared of the critics. Like, if they lose the game, they're going to get shit on.
I feel like Brooklyn just feels cooler.
Right? Yeah. It has the black and, like, the gray. It just feels cool. Because, like, that was the whole thing. It's like, oh, we're fucking scared of the critics in MSG. Because, like, you know, I'm supposed to be a star player. I'm supposed to take this team, like, to the finals. Because, like, that's the thing about Knicks fans. They won one game against Atlanta and thought they were champions. So, like, if like KD goes over there or Kyrie goes over there and he doesn't take him past the second round because like he never has, then like he's gonna get fucking shit on. And like you know how he is, he's very how do I put this, emotional. So you know that'll cause him to leave. Utah. So I'm talking about my team for a couple minutes.
I don't like talking about Utah.
I know you don't.
You go ahead, talk about it.
And nobody likes to play with Utah. Okay, so like I said earlier, the whole cap space situation.
Wait, before you talk about it, do they have Wi-Fi?
Do they have Wi-Fi? What the fuck are we? We're not third. We're still in the U.S.
Shout out to Vernon Maxwell.
Fuck Vernon Maxwell, man. I don't know what. Like he said, we need to go to Zimbabwe. That shit still kills me to this day. I don't know what. Like I know what we did or what we. No, not we. I didn't fucking do shit. This was like back in the 80s, but like. Yeah. Okay, like you're still holding this 40-year grudge. Yeah. I don't get it, but like it's just this thing of like, because the thing is with a free agent, and when it comes to Utah, is like everybody knows what it is with the racism and crap over there, but so like but it's also not like it's never even before, right? It's just never been a destination where it's like we're going to get this crazy class. Like it's not like you know, it's not a state where, like, people want to, like, they want to fucking live in. Like, it gets cold sometimes. It gets fucking hot sometimes. Like, it's just either the beach.
It's kind of just in the middle of nowhere, right?
Yeah, it's right next to fucking Colorado.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like, again with Denver, like, nobody wants to go to Denver either. Yeah. Like, so they, obviously, like, I think we said this in episode number 2, where, like, we built all this shit during the draft, and like we only got like a good solid player. Like our last free agent signing was Bojan, and then our trade was Conley. But I don't know, because the thing is right now is like Conley says he wants to leave, or like he's not sure.
He wants to be Metroplex Mike in Dallas.
He's not sure. Bro, if Mike Conley goes to Dallas, I'm no longer a Conley fan. I love Conley. I've always liked him when he was in the grit and grind Memphis scene. I liked him. He was a really good point guard. Then when he got here, or when he got traded here, I got really excited. I remember everyone, especially you and like Adrian, you were like, "What the fuck, Conley? Like, okay, the fuck? Like, he's not gonna do shit." And then like, obviously the first season like we had him, he wasn't comfortable. This season he had the hamstring. So like I don't know. My thing is like, okay, we run it back. We're the first seed. Like we want, you know, Depoy, 6-man coach of the year candidate. We run it back, and I feel like honestly, if Quinn can't get it done the next season, I feel like he's out, just because like people are gonna talk about this whole thing of like Donovan needs a new voice, the whole thing needs a new voice, because the same thing with Luka, like of like Rick Carlisle leaving, like he'll know, like he knew, right, that like Luka needed a new voice, like the entire team needed a voice. So if they don't get it done next season, like he's probably out, which it's going to be harder because the Warriors are going to come back.
Yeah.
The Lakers are gonna come back. Clippers are gonna come back. Like everyone's like the West is fucking ridiculous.
So someone's gonna be disappointed next year's playoffs.
Yeah, because it feels like because if they get the schedule right where they start, because my thing is like I need them. It'll be cool if they start on Christmas. I don't know why they never start on Christmas. Yeah, it'll be cool to start on Christmas, because like they start in the middle of fucking October.
I like it.
I don't know, like especially this season. Like I feel like they just gotta change the whole schedule. Like giving them, once the season ends, giving them only I think it's like a 2-month, 3-month thing, right?
Some of those guys are going to the Olympics too. So.
Yeah, so it's like fucking shit. This is gonna be the same thing. It's like we're never gonna get done with injuries if they're playing this way. So like, it I feel like they just have to change the whole schedule over again. Like just change it, just start at Christmas, but. Yeah, I feel like we just run it back. I don't know. Like we were talking again, like I said earlier, like the whole Ben Simmons thing. But
is there like a player in mind? I don't know, like a wing or a forward that could help you guys go small that you want to see. Because because that Clippers series kind of like.
Yeah, it exposed a lot of things. Well, I mean, maybe JaMychal Green.
Paul Millsap's a free agent.
Yeah, your guy JaMychal Green. Maybe I don't know. It's really hard. Like I have to look at a lot of rosters because again, like even those role players, they didn't even want to come to fucking Utah. Like Jay Crowder didn't want to come to Utah rather because he didn't want to play with LeBron, not because he wanted to come to Utah. Like and we gave him away.
You think D Wade might help that?
Yeah, D Wade will help that especially, and then like, but again, like the overlaying thing about the entire state of fucking Utah, why people don't want to go is like. The racism there, like that's the only reason. Fans, like siblings of people, like family of people don't even want, like family of players don't even want to go there.
Yeah.
They don't even want to go there.
It was pretty bad with the Ja Morant thing.
It was horrible. I don't applaud that. That's fucking horrible. But that's what happens. Like, I mean, there's obviously like a limit to like shit being said. Like, you can talk about fucking anything,
shit, but don't go into like the shit they said.
Yeah, family and racism, like it's fucking horrible. But like again, it's always it's always like there's again now like the state of the world now. There's always like racists everywhere. But I mean like it's just whether those people end up going to a game or not is the question. But like. Again, I don't know. I think we run it back. We find somebody. We find a diamond in the rough of like a good guard. Like maybe we trade for. Fuck, I don't know. Fucking. Shit. My hopes right now is like Luke Cornett, and that's it. That's what I'm expecting. That's what I'm expecting. I don't know. Just somebody really small that doesn't even touch the floor.
Yeah, I think you guys need someone who can be downsized when.
Yeah, you know what's crazy is that Ilyasova could have done that. We had him.
Matt Thomas. For
a reason. Ersan could have done it. I mean, he played well for the time he touched the floor. But, I mean, I think it was just because, like, he didn't want to go too deep in the bench or something. Or maybe, I don't know. I don't know the reason why he didn't play. But he could have done something. He could have tried it. We should have tried it, like, game 2 when we were up by whatever. Just to try. Like, or was it game 1 when we were up again another 20-something. They almost came back.
I think you guys were up.
Okay, yeah, game 1. He could have tried it then. Could have worked. Who knows? Because, like, Ilyasova could have brought the same thing that Batum does, with like timely threes and like good defense possessions, but who knows? But
I mean, I agree. I think you guys should run it back. Donovan, another great postseason for a young player like him.
Yeah.
You just need to find that one piece, just push you over the top.
Yeah, it's just one. That's all we need is just one.
I don't know. I don't think the Clippers matchup was a good one for you guys.
Nah, it would have been better against the Mavericks.
Yeah.
That's why I rooted for you guys to win, because I knew that, like, okay, we have a better matchup.
I was rooting for the Jazz then. I saw you getting happy, so I was like, yeah, let's go Clippers.
Yeah. Stop. No, bro. I want to fucking break Reggie Jackson's glasses, bro.
How do you think I felt?
Jesus Christ. How do you think I felt? You didn't get to go through Terrence Mann.
Yeah, the Jarvis in his glasses.
Jarvis.
Calculating distance to the rim.
Bro, like, everything was just going right for them. In the second half.
Did you see that Jason Tatum commercial about the analytics? I know that I need at least 3 feet to get this shot off.
No, I haven't seen that one. Which commercial is that?
It's like this NBA stats commercial they put on TNT.
I've never seen that one.
They should use Reggie Jackson and use his glasses.
Yeah, the only Jason Tatum I know is the Subway one.
Oh, yeah.
But my sub has 3 rings. That shit was funny. But you're going to talk about our last team, Denver, and maybe what they need to do.
Yeah, so Denver swept by Phoenix. Not a good look for the MVP. But you got to remember, most of this, the reason this happened is the ACL of Jamal Murray.
Yeah.
If he's in that series, I think it's more competitive. We'll see what happens. But Denver, they have a good future. You know, Michael Porter's still there.
Yeah.
Facundo Campazzo. You have the MVP on your team. So, I mean, once you get Murray back next year, let's make another run. They do have some free agents that I think are going to be leaving. Will Barton has a player option. I think he's going to... I don't think he's coming back. I think Paul Millsap's done there, too.
Yeah. Just age-wise.
Yeah. He didn't even play in the playoffs. I think they bring back JaMychal Green.
Oh, yeah. I think they like JaMychal. I think JaMychal Green... Well, because Aaron Gordon still has how many? I think he has
He's still under contract.
He's still under contract, so yeah.
I forgot to mention, they have Aaron Gordon, even though he's kind of lackluster in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Was he over? Didn't make a 3 in that series?
Yeah, he didn't make a 3.
And that's who they traded for. That was their difference maker.
Yeah. I mean, defensively, he did make a lot of good stops, but
he was like their Jeremy Grant replacement.
Yeah. But he just couldn't make.
You think they bring JaVale McGee back? He's a free agent.
Yeah, because I think they like, obviously, because like the reason why they got so far last year in the bubble was the bench depth. Yeah. Like Monte Morris was really good. You had, who else was coming off the bench? You had, there was like people coming off the bench.
PJ Dozier.
PJ Dozier, Miles Plumlee. You had really good like bench pieces that Mason Plumlee that really like set the tone, like kept the intensity. So like, you know, obviously with Jamal Murray out, like it kind of ruined the depth because like Monte Morris had to get a couple more minutes. Campazzo started, but like once he gets him back, like I feel like if there are people that are gone, it's probably like Austin Rivers, Millsap.
I think they might keep him.
I know, but so when Jamal, a 3-guard set.
So like, you know, Jamal's not gonna be ready for the next season.
True.
So, you know, have Austin, you know, spot minutes, and then when Jamal comes back, you bring Austin off the bench. I don't know if he enjoyed his time in Denver, but
I don't know. Or Austin starts maybe as shooting guard.
Yeah, because they ran what I thought they were gonna do is, you know, Austin Rivers until Jamal comes back, Jokic, MPJ, Aaron Gordon, and then I don't know if they put Monte Morris back in. I think they gotta unleash Bobo.
I know Bobo. Right?
Unleash
need Bobo. To. They have to. They have to start now. Because it's just almost like at this point, like people forgot about him, or like people think like wasting his career away or something.
And a couple players I want to see them add. You know, Alec Burks from New York. I think I think he's a solid replacement to Will Barton.
Solid.
I think they should also try to go after Norman Powell.
Ooh, that's a lot.
I think that would. Norman Powell, Jamal Murray, MPJ, Jokic, and Gordon.
Yeah, that's good. That's good defensively.
I mean. That'd be a solid team.
Yeah, defensively from shooting guard to power forward, that's good. That's really good defensively.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what kind of moves they make because like again they're in the conversation for Simmons too, but like I don't think it works.
I don't know what they. Yeah,
it doesn't work because like
and Simmons?
It doesn't work
unless Simmons becomes like this great cutter.
Like an Aaron Gordon, I don't think it works. The dude likes to stand and dunk.
And plus, like he wouldn't fit in that system.
He wouldn't fit at all because like Jokic and Simmons, like nobody would shoot the ball because they're both pass first. So like it's just like okay, like they'll probably be the last in pace because like everyone wants to pass the ball.
They go Twin Towers, Jokic on one elbow, Simmons on the other.
Defensively, it could work. Like that's the thing. It's like you put Simmons on this team. It's like, oh, they're fucking great defensively. Like they'll be top 5 defensive. But then you look at the other end of the floor, and it's just like, how the fuck do you work them?
Yeah.
Because like I was seeing that fucking Kendrick Perkins said that he would go great in Minnesota with Cat. I'm like, it's the same shit. It's the same thing. Cat likes to be posted up, and then sometimes go out to the 3 and hit a 3. It doesn't fucking work. It doesn't work.
You know what would be a good ad?
What?
Kelly Olynyk.
Kelly to
Denver?
Oh yeah.
I think that'd be cool.
I like Kelly. Well, he fucking played better than Anthony Davis this season, so yeah.
Larry Bird reincarnated.
Bro, there were some games where this dude pulls up from the logo. I'm like, no fucking way. Yeah. And then it goes in. I'm like, no way, dude.
He offers spacing is a decent rebounder.
It could work. Yeah, there are a lot of good pieces that like, because I feel like Denver is like up and coming, where like they could get a lot of good solid role players, and like it'll work because like they like Denver. more than they do like fucking Indiana or like Utah.
Marijuana is legal.
Yeah. And you have like Jamal Murray's girl there and shit like that.
Come on
now. But yeah, so like that's what these teams can do in the off season. I mean, obviously, like, you know, in later episodes, like once the off season hits, like me and Miles are gonna figure out how exactly to like create a more immersive of like, okay, we're really in the GM spot. So, and like to show you guys like what we'll like to add like in a full spectrum, like a full hour of like focused on one team, and like, so, you know, when that time comes, like, you know, we're going to, you know, be very like, again, immersive and put ourselves in the shoes of GM. Yeah, a lot more detail, because right now we're just hitting small because like we're trying to get you know, cover other topics, but once we have an hour, it's gonna be very fun, especially. And I think now we just have to search for a GM simulator, honestly, because like one part of, like I was telling you earlier, is like one part that we have to figure out is like how we can make the like run the team somewhere, like put the team somewhere and see how many games they win and see if it works or not, and like experiment with it, and it'll be fun. But yeah, that's the end for episode number 4.
4 episodes already.
4 episodes, right? That means 4 weeks. That means it's been a month since we started this already.
Just gotta keep going.
Yeah, we gotta keep going. We're gonna keep grinding. What I noticed is that a lot of you guys are not fucking subscribed. We got 36 views in the first one. Subscribe. We have 8 subscribers. Please. Doesn't make any sense. Please subscribe. I said fucking only because I was trying to make a point, not because you guys are fuckers, okay?
I'll buy Chipotle if you subscribe.
Buy Chipotle?
Yeah. Everyone gets a chip.
A chip. With some a little bit of guac.
A little bit maybe. But yeah.
But yeah, please subscribe. Please like. Please comment. I feel like we need more, you know, feedback from people. So comment.
And follow Twitter.
B-ball_pod
on Twitter.
Yeah. And so you could you know, tag us in with stats or something. You could leave us feedback there if you don't like to leave feedback on YouTube comments. You know, help us with whatever, with like what do you want to be, you know, what we want to talk about for the next episode, what you guys want to hear. If you guys have like intro ideas, like we take anything at this point. But we're just going to keep going. So thank you again for listening, and see you guys on the next one.
Have a great day, guys.